Okay. The theory is that whatever powers that be and AI, they are purposely making words disappear.
Ew.
Yeah. And so I saw this. It's from the account Ask Tuesday on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have used ChatGPT since that incident because I was trying to ask it about this. But as I was typing out, let me back up first. So the theory is, not the theory, what they say is happening is between October 2023 and February 2024, over 11,000 English nouns dropped in usage by more than 80%. So it's not slang or outdated terms. It's functional vocabulary. And so some of the examples that they gave were the word threshold, repetition, resolve. So those are some of the examples that they gave.
Okay.
Terms connected to boundary setting, identity, and memory recall. So AI flagged the terms, assuming it was content drift, but the rate of disappearance is too fast for culture. Basically, like they're going away too fast. It's not leaving the culture. It's like they're purposely getting rid of these words or using the words on AI softwares.
Interesting.
But
why is that?
Yeah, what's the motive, I guess?
I'm getting to it, and it's creepy.
We're jumping the gun.
So apparently they looked deeper into it, and what they found was structural, large-scale neural feedback models now optimized for engagement by removing emotionally heavy terms that cause user hesitation. I know that was too smart for me to say.
So words that have a negative connotation, in a way, we associate it with something negative?
Yeah, well,
or charged.
Yeah,
it just bogs the quickness in the response.
But 1980, or they said, what was it? That's not optimization. That's linguistic erosion.
Yeah.
And once a word falls below 2% of network visibility, it triggers the vanishing word protocol. Reclassify it, downrank it, replace it, not delete it. Just less shown, less spoken, until one day you reach for a word like integrity and it's no longer in your mouth or your feed or in your memory.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And so I asked when I was typing this out, because I was asking about it and like, I've not heard anything about these 11,000 words, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like super broad. And so I was typing, do you know anything about the term vanishing word protocol when it comes to AI or the internet? And as I'm typing, it said network error occurrence, and my ChatGPT just stopped working.
Interesting.
And I'm like, dude, come on.
They're rigging it, dude.
And then I put it back in, like, I haven't heard that. Can you point me to where you did hear that so I can work backwards?
Is there a guy that's sweating on the other end going, overwrite?
But what I found interesting was in the book 1984 by George Orwell, explored the concept of eliminating words through the invention of newspeak, the official language of the totalitarian regime. The idea was that by reducing the number of words in a language, the regime could limit the range of thought, essentially making certain ideas unthinkable.
Yeah. Literally.
Because our brain can't comprehend anything that that's out of our reality.
Well, and you don't have language to articulate
a
certain emotion or a certain thought.
Yeah.
We already are a very limited language already.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they just like keep chipping away at it.
So Orwell's big idea was by eliminating words, you eliminate concepts. No words for freedom, then freedom itself becomes a foreign, even unthinkable idea.
Oh my gosh, this is what I've been saying. Literacy, the ability to be literate and articulate yourself opens a door for anything. You could do anything or be anyone.
Yeah.
Words are everything.
Yeah.
This is so scary.
Yeah, because words, they're attached to feelings, they're attached to ideas. And so if you slowly eliminate words that are attached to concepts or ideas, then in not that long, like in a couple of generations, there's going to be kids that have no idea what certain things are because there's not even a word to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's historic precedents for trying to control words. Like look at like the Protestant Reformation and how they were trying to control like scripture being accessible, like being just in Latin or original languages into the people's tongue. They didn't want that because if people had the power to know and to understand, then it was a threat to their power. So this has been done before.
Yeah, that's how they enslave people is by taking away their literacy. And also women, like countries where women aren't allowed to learn how to read, it's to keep them behind.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
It seems so far-fetched. But like if you do think about it, it's just like it's slowly just taking away certain aspects of society to where one day your kids are just going to be like, I've never heard of that. What is...
Oh my gosh,
I mean, yeah, everything's digital. All it takes is, I mean, a universal system dropping in some code and eliminating this type of language. And then because we're all learning from the web, so it's whatever they want to give us.
Yeah.
And there's like the dark way of looking at it, like where it's an intentional, like, you know, we're trying to eliminate things on purpose, but there's also like multiple languages don't have the same words. So the most efficient model is to like come up with a central shorthand across different, you know, ethnicities and languages and cultures. But by doing that, it's like food. You know, you can have a simple, you know, you can do it week in, week out, school cafeteria lunch. It's basic and it's terrible. Or you can have like vastness of cultural, you know, cuisine. Like, just because something's efficient doesn't make it best. But I don't know that AI models understand that. And that's like assuming that there isn't some evil overlord like trying to diminish us.
Well, let's just play that there is this overarching, you call it Illuminati, whatever, dark power
World
that is
Economic
trying
Forum.
to change the structure of which society thinks, the whole world thinks. China, starting off with China, they have come out and said that starting September 1st, 2025, AI will be mandatory in schools for children starting at 6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So AI is going to start teaching the children of China. And then the U.S., several states in the U.S. have passed bills mandating AI in course curriculum. South Korea, first country in the world to introduce AI textbooks nationwide. And in the UK, 60% of teachers are already using AI for work-related tasks. That's from Dylan Page. Shout out.
Hey,
a man on the inside.
Our favorite CIA member.
Yeah. So if we're talking about AI is purposely, or whoever's controlling AI or whatever, is purposely trying to eliminate words, there's been 11,000 well-known nouns that are losing or that are being taken off of AI, or they're not using those words in 1 year. And now we're going to start teaching our children from AI. They're not going to know these words.
Yeah, they're going to be learn exactly what they hope for, like what they plan.
Yeah.
And there's precedent for this too. Like we talked about, was it the Rockefellers that had their hand in American education?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So they're doing it again over there. The powers that be want to control education so that they can keep everybody in a mental cubicle moving in line in conformity to their agenda rather than being, you know, open-minded free thinkers.
In China, in China, their excuse is they're trying to prepare the future that's going to be dominated by AI, which logically makes sense, right?
Right.
Like if AI is taking off, and we know that this is the next leap in the technology, industrial revolution, tech revolution, whatever, then it would make sense to teach the next generation about AI and how to use it. But if that's their primary source of education, then it will completely mold and manipulate the young minds.
Ninjas are butterflies. Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful